Well, we have found the naughty boy, the little chief, Hosana, having a little snooze. Now, of course, I would love to take credit for this, but we have to give credit where credit's due. Conrad found him today while he was doing technical stuff out and about. So he was on his way to fix something at Chitwa and spotted Hosana. So, well done, Conrad. My name is Brent April. I have the one, the only, the Batman on camera with me today. And I'll try not to abuse him too much, but I can't promise. So our plan was actually to go pick up on and carry on the tracking of Chitwa from where Taylor left her tracks this morning. But, you know, you can't really say no to Hosana when he's just lying next to the road as you enter Chitwa. He's starting to look a little bit hungry. Not starving, but a little bit hungry. So I think what we'll do is we'll wait for the Chitwa vehicles to get out, and they can come here, and we can go see if we can track down Chitwa and Cub. As Taylor said, pretty sure she's got a kill somewhere in that block if she's leading the Cub down. So it might just take a little bit of scratching around there, and we could have multiple leopards. And I really hope Tristan finds those tracks that belong to the tracks he's tracking. We could have a big leopard afternoon, which is always great. And also it sounds like Steve's got tracks of Hokomori crossing back from the north. So, and those tracks were on top of my tracks from morning safari. So we have it's looking like a spotted afternoon. And I know a lot of you are going to be quite happy with that fact. And of course the Nkumas are still lazing around Treehouse if we need them. Now, of course, tracking leopards is somewhat of an art. Diana, how do you tell between Thandi and Chitwa's tracks? Well, Diana, it's in this case, Chitwa's tracks are a little bit smaller than Thandi's, but Thandi's tracks are quite small. We're working on their current territories, and the fact of where those tracks were found is where Chitwa has been seen regularly over the last few months, and Thandi's moved her territory further to the northwest. So just generally we can work on areas. Sometimes we could be wrong. Maybe Thandi has come down south, but I think it's highly unlikely that Thandi, especially with Kalampa, would move that far away. Oh, you are a flat cat. You had a busy day, chasing things up and down, mister. And it doesn't look like you've managed to catch anything. It's a good spot to have a snooze. You never know when a baby waterbuck or impala might wander up. Now, Hosana has been living life on the edge. And Jocelyn, I too am happy that he is still safe after his near encounter with Hokomori. Now, it is very dangerous for young male leopards of this age, and this is where they have a higher fatality rate than female leopards of about the same age. Oh, there we go. Hello, boy. Did the sun catch up with you? For those of you who weren't watching, tisk. Hello? Where are you going? Don't go that way. Yes, lie back down. We don't want him to go south. We're right on the boundary of Chitwa. We were following Hokomori. Some impala started alarm calling at Hokomori, and I think that attracted Hosana to come have a look at what, if there was potentially an easy meal to steal from Thandi. And, oh, he's tired. He's a tired kitty. And instead of Thandi or Tingana or whoever he might have expected to find, he found Hokomori. So he then snuck away. He was about 25 meters away from Hokomori. And then silly boy decided he was going to climb a termite mound to go look at Hokomori a bit closer. And then Hokomori spotted him and started stalking him. And he managed to skedaddle south. And fortunately, Hokomori lost his trail. Well, if he's lying that way, Craig, let's go across to the other side of the pan. Maybe we get a different view rather than his back. we've got sort of two of these wonderful young boys around at the moment, which is Tumba and Hosana. Kirby, I have not heard any updates for Tumba. Oh no, I think I made a whoopsie, Craig. Not much of a better view from the opposite side of the pan if he's flat. But I haven't heard anything for about 7 or 8 days. And the last place he was seen was quite far to the south and to the west, on Shirley's, near the Londolozi boundary. But I haven't heard anything for the last little while. Noisy Birchall starling above me somewhere. Not the prettiest bird call around. Now, I'm hesitant to leave Hosana till another vehicle is here, because he is well known to do a disappearing act. Especially since one cloud comes over and the temperature drops, there's the soft footfall of an impala or the light snort of a baby waterbuck, and he could be up and at him and champing at the bit. Really, starling? They definitely sound better at a distance. Now, when we were in the Mara, Craig, were you with me when the starlings were going nuts at Sila's camp? For some reason, for over a couple of weeks, there must have been, the East African equivalent of the Birchall starling, the Rupel starling. There must have been 50 of them in the tree above our tent every night making a noise. And when you're getting into bed at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., it was quite irritating. Yeah, lovely little pan. And see what we can see in the pan. Now, we've got a cat already, but Steve and Tristan are working hard to find you some more, so let's get an update on how Steve's tracking is going. Well, he's popped his head up. As I said, you never know with Hosana. That's why I'm hesitant to leave him till I know there's another vehicle who's with him, because he could do a disappearing act very quickly. Our little chief. He's in fact quite well known for his disappearing abilities. Do you hear that, Craig? Just a weird noise in the distance there. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure exactly what it was. Let's listen out again. In the meantime, Hassan is just over 2 years old now, Gary. So I think he will probably move off within the next 6 months or so. But he's only going to be really big enough to try claim his own territory when he's about 4.5, 5 years old at the earliest, maybe even a little bit older. Unless he gets lucky, and finds an area that has a relatively low male density, or an area where, for example, the dominant male was suddenly killed by lions, or not killed by another leopard, because that would not be good for him, or killed by a hyena, or you never know. So unless he finds an area like that, it's going to be a couple of years still before he's going to be able to find a territory of his own. And it's a tough time for young leopards as they get a little bit older than Hosana is now, and sometimes they move incredibly long distances to find an area for themselves. crested barbet above us. Far more pleasant than the starling that was there a bit earlier. Well, he's been such a sneaky little boy. Which way are you going? He looked like he was coming this way. Now he's disappeared behind a bush again. It looked like he was just smelling. He could flop down again. What are you doing, mister? What are you doing? Keeping us guessing here. And you can see why I'm hesitant to leave Hosana. There was a Franklin alarm calling at him, and I wonder if that Franklin's inside that bush. Beware, Craig. There might become a rocket Franklin in your direction. What's in there, boy? Now, apparently he's done this before with Tristan and pulled out a dead bird. Now, there was a live Franklin going at him a bit earlier. What are you doing, you silly cat? There's a thorns in there. That's a knob thorn. You're going to get your ears stuck. Yes. You're not giving up. No, we're not giving up. What are you doing? As you can see, he's a bit hungry, as I said. He's not starving by any means, but he could do with a nice plump impala or steenbokkie. Preferably not small, rotting carcasses of birds, Hosana. Let's go catch something big. There's definitely something in there that's grabbed his interest. I mean, that's a knobthorn he's going in there. Leopards and lions, what has he got? Has he got something? No. Drool regularly, Catherine. It's not a sign of illness at all. What are you doing? Sometimes a sign of hunger. Sometimes they're just they drool when they're about to have territorial fights or salivate when they come into contact with other leopards. But it is not a sign of illness. And there's something in those thorns there. And I mean, that is a knobthorn tree that has been absolutely smashed by elephants. And so that's a very thorny little thicket he's trying to crawl into. Silly kitty. You're going to give up now? Now, leopards are incredibly adaptable. There could have even been some tiny little ground nesting birds' eggs, like quail eggs, whatnot, or in there. Or Franklin eggs, for that matter, that he might have already just scoffed when we couldn't see. As nice as it would be, Sarah, I don't think he recognizes my voice. It would be nice if he did, but I don't think he does. Don't go that way. Yes, that way. Go the way you're looking. If he goes straight in that direction, unfortunately, that little stump he's about to walk past there, is the boundary. No, Hosana, no. He might change his mind. This is Hosana. Come on. Well, he might turn back. We're just going to have to keep parallel to him. Right, he's going straight south, or straight southwest, far away from us. And thorns, leopards can get wounded by thorns, but their skin is quite tough, Senak, but it is possible. I'll try stick with him on Gary Main. Okay, Hosana, now you're going to keep me guessing. I just want to sit here where I can see him for as long as possible. You see anything there, Craig? No. Silly little Hosana. I can still see him disappearing. I'll just see if I can get hold of my brother. Dylan. Any station in the east, copy. So he's heading, you can just see his movement now. He's heading just to the right of that termite mound. You got him there, Craig? No, if you come out to the right, through there. A little bit more to the right. Keep going. There. Well, if he keeps in that direction, that's not too bad for us. Hello, Floyd. Yes, unfortunately, we can't cross over that area. It is outside of our traverse. We traverse Djuma and Chitwa. Unfortunately, we do not have traverse on that property, but it looks like he might come back to Chitwa. Sorry, Craig. So we're just going to keep... So the boundary is actually another 15 meters from me here. But if he keeps coming back this way, that's grand for us. You got him, Craig? Yes, I got him. Okay, perfect. He is heading in a great direction for us. All depends what he does at the next road junction. Okay, I'm going to scoot around to wait for him to come through. And while I do that, let's go see how Steve's tracking of what is most likely Okomore is going. Well, we can't really see him. Is he coming this way, Craig? I can't see. Sort of behind the bush. Let me try to go back forward, Craigie. As I say, he's flirting with the boundary. He could still come back in. You see anything, Craigo? So we're just waiting. My brother is on his way now. So they can keep up with him, and if he does come back onto Chitwa, he can call me straight back. Hold this on. Where are my binoculars now? Let's just have a look if I can see a flick of a tail or an ear. He's definitely hungry and he's definitely hunting. So he could zigzag a lot. Okay, I'm going to try and find Hosana again. While we do that, let's go across to Steve, who's out of his vehicle for some reason. No worries, sorry about all the lights. Sorry about that, everyone. We just bumped into a leopard. There's a car just going past, there we go. It is a young male leopard called Hosana. And we were just driving down the road and he stepped out of the road in front of us. That was exciting. I was hoping to see another leopard today. Okay, let's keep up with him. So it looks like he's going to cross where this car can't drive, so that's why I was letting him go in front of me. We all work together to find the animals out here. Now, Naomi, it is a very, very big park. In total, it's part of a 5 million acre unfenced ecosystem, but the park we're in at the moment is 60,000 hectares, which is about 120,000 acres. So unfortunately, if I go down where he is now, my signal's going to disappear. So I need to cross through this deep gully here to the other side, and then we'll be able to see him again. So while we go try catch up with the leopard again, let's go back to Steve and the lions. Now we are sitting in the bottom of a riverbed with this young male leopard. He's just over 2 years old. Can you believe we've been following him since he was a few hours old, was the first time we saw this little leopard. And that's the amazing thing about spending so much time out here, is that we get to follow the lives and watch them fall asleep in front of us like he's doing at the moment, you lazy kitty. Now, his mom is the same mom as the leopard you've been seeing with Tristan. So that's his half-sister, Thandi. Now, like the lions, leopards have excellent night vision, Maclara, and they can see about 6 to 7 times better than we can. So at the moment, I can't see him, and I know Tristan's probably told you about infrared. He can probably see similarly to what the infrared lights can. He also doesn't see in color. He sees in probably almost very, very similar to what we're seeing in the camera at the moment, except probably not as sharp. Very peaceful here. Good question, Casper. Bite force of a leopard, if I remember correctly, is around 400 or 500 pounds of pressure per square inch. I'm a bit rusty, but I think it's around there. Maybe Tristan knows. I think I've forgotten. Obviously, it also depends on the size of the leopard. Okay. No, Nicola, that's not. Sorry, Final Control is trying to help me there quickly. That is definitely not right. But as I say, that's not right either, Nicola. That is not right. It's around 400, 500 pounds of pressure per square inch. See how he's listening very carefully. Now, I'm going to stick with him till the end of your safari. In the meantime, let's go see what Steve's up to with the lions.